Hello guys, and welcome to another episode of Banknotes in Mail. Super excited to share with you my latest grab. So let's open this thing. Oh wow. There's actually two banknotes, and both of these are from Tibet. And I have done a video on Tibet before, so this is just adding to my Tibet banknote collection. Wow. Just beautiful banknotes in great condition. So let's take a look at this first note. So on bottom left and right we have the denomination, which is 50, and the top left and right we have the currency, which at that time was TAM. So this is a 50 TAM note, pick number 7B. Eventually they switched from TAM to Srang as the currency. Both of these notes are issued by Government of Tibet. So Tibet was free of Chinese rule from 1912 through 1950, and that's when these banknotes were issued. Eventually, Tibet would become the autonomous region of China, and by 1959, these banknotes were discontinued and replaced by Chinese Yuan note. So this particular banknote is so cool. This was the first multicolor issue. So they switched to this multicolor because previous banknotes were being forged, and the multicolor would then help avoid this forgery. In addition, these notes have security feature or security legend. So basically these banknotes are made by pasting 3 pieces of paper together. So the top paper would have the front face printed on it. The third or the last paper would have the back design printed on it. And there was this third or the middle paper, which had 2 lines of security text on it. And that security text you can only see by shining light through the paper, like so. Then it reveals 2 lines of text overlying the middle design. So the security text is overlying the middle design. So this was basically the new security features that kind of helped avoid forgery of these notes. So early on, these banknotes were printed with woodblock printing. Eventually by 1940, they were printed using machines. But all of these notes have this unique feature that the serial numbers were hand printed or handwritten on these notes. So there's 4 lines of text, 2 on the top, 2 on the bottom. And from what I understand is, if you look at the second line from the top and second half of the second line, this is where the date, actually the year of issue, is printed. And I'm not smart enough to decode this. I believe my banknote was issued in 1941, but there are some helpful online guides which can kind of help you figure out what the year of issue for your banknote is. Obviously, if it's an earlier issue, it's a little bit more rare banknote. This particular banknote comes in 3 varieties. it has to do with the width or the length of this serial number frame on top and bottom. If it's a short frame, that would be 7A. Mine is a longer frame, it's 7B. And the easiest way to tell that is the longer frame has this little bulge on either side. So instead of being a nice curved line, it actually has a line that kind of bulges out. So that's a subtle difference between 7A and 7B. And then there's this 7C, which has an extra red seal right on top next to the top serial number. And that's quite rare. So both of these notes have these holes, which are basically the spindle holes. And that's how they were issued. And we have the red seal of Dalai Lama on the left, and then this black seal of the Lhasa mint where these banknotes were printed. Now early on, this black seal was rudimentary, and later on it included an inscription on its border. And from what I understand, that inscription says, "Peaceful government generates prosperity." So this is the earlier version of the mint seal. In the center, we have these, if you kind of look through the design, it's kind of busy, but you have two stylized lions facing each other. And there's this ball, silk ball, so they're playing with silk ball. So that's the center design. We have a lot of this additional designs with these fish and other shells all around it. So yellowish, bluish, and orange tones on the front. Let's take a look at the back. The back of the note is super cool. It's a rare note, and luckily I could find it in this nice condition. So on the back, again, there's lots going on, and basically the main feature is these 4 red squares. And if you look through it, it's kind of hard to see, but each square has a creature. So these are considered the 4 guardians. This one here is a lion. Here's the head. Here's the body and the legs. On this block, it's even harder to see. We have a dragon. On the third block, quite hard to see. This is supposed to be a tiger. And on the last one here, here's the head, here's the wings. So this is a mythical flying creature by the name of Garuda. So lion, dragon, tiger, and Garuda. So those are the 4 guardians. And then in this design around it, if you look closely, there's quite a bit going on. Here's a yin-yang sign in the center. Over here, if I can bring your attention to it, we have 2 swastikas, which are basically sign of peace. So this is the Tibetan original swastika before Nazi Germany, made it a symbol of hate. So, and there's other symbols, not too sure what they mean. Maybe they're more design elements. A lot of flowers. And just a gorgeous, gorgeous design. So let's take a look at the second note. So this note here, again, has the denomination on the bottom, which is 10, and then the currency on the top, which is Srang. So it's a 10 Srang note, and this is pick number 9. So this was issued after the previous note that I showed you. So this particular note was issued between 1941 and 1948. Again, if you can decode the second half of the second line from the top, this is where the year of issue would be. So again, this has those same spindle holes, and this is more bluish, pinkish design. In the center here, we have again those two lions, and they're playing with that same silk ball. This time they're both facing the same direction. 4 lines of text, and we still have that same central security legend, which is pretty cool. The seals are the same, seal of Dalai Lama, and then Lhasa mint without the inscription. This is an earlier version of that same seal. And then serial number down here. Let's take a look at the back. The back of the note is beautiful. Again, very busy. I would like to ask you if you can find the yin-yang sign. There's always the yin-yang sign. So I will point that out to you a little bit later, give you some time to look at it. So in this central design here, we have 4 dragons. This one here, here's the head, here's the body, here's the tail. This one, here's the head, body, tail. So 4 lions on the outside. And in the central design here, we have 3 creatures. One here on the top, one to the left, one to the bottom, right here. And this one here on the top is the same flying bird that we saw on the previous note. Here it's kind of standing. So this is a bird-faced mammal with wings. So has a bird face, has wings, but has a mammal body. So this is the Garuda. On the bottom left here, not too sure about this one, but it looks like it looks like an elephant. And on the bottom right here, this creature has a fish face and has a mammalian body. So this is Makara. So Garuda, some sort of elephant, and Makara. So again, these are guardians. So those are 3 animals in the center. And then we have a shell and these other flowers. So now getting back to that question of where's that elusive yin-yang sign? And here it is, right here. So both of these banknotes have the yin-yang sign, and it's cool to look for them. I wonder if all the Tibetan banknotes have the yin-yang sign. So I'll have to kind of look through and figure that out if that's the case. So really excited that both of these banknotes are in this good condition. These are rare notes, quite old, but lucky to have both of these notes without too many folds, too many tears. So a wonderful, wonderful find. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, keep collecting.